What's up, guys? Welcome back to Wrestle Wellbeing. I'm your host, Jim, and today we're going to be expanding on the episodes I've done previously. If you watched the episode before, where I interviewed Drew Ashling, started the task of diving deeper into mental health within professional wrestling. Before I introduce my guest today, I've got some very, very good friends over at Hot Tag Foundation that have asked me to play a small 45-second video, which I'm just going to play now, and then we'll get into this video. So there you go, guys. That was the Hot Tag Foundation. If you want to go check those guys out, they're on Instagram and Facebook and all the good social medias. So let's get into this episode. Guys, I'm absolutely honored and privileged to introduce a very special guest. She's absolutely amazing. I've seen quite a lot of the matches so far with my friend Liam over at the Magic Wrestling podcast. She's awesome. It's DeeDee and, of course, Alfiee.
Are you saying that DeeDee is awesome and not me? That's a bit rude, you know. We agree, but well, we don't agree. They agree. I don't. But they're the main draw, so you know.
Yeah, so the main reason why I mentioned DeeDee first is because what's quite funny is myself and Liam did a watch along of one of Alfie's matches the other week, and it was a match where you had a triple threat match, and DeeDee actually got punted into the crowd by one of the competitors that you were against, and the entire stream just corrupted. So we were quite scared of DeeDee, if I'm honest. We were a bit like, oh, she's actually real. She's actually alive. She's corrupted the stream. So we're like, oh no, what do we do?
DeeDee's everywhere. DeeDee knows. And see, do you know what? The amount of wrestlers that have tried to punt DeeDee and like some of the kicks haven't been impressive. I'm sorry. I just have to say, you know, we sometimes like a good kick, and the kick in that match was like, I'm so sorry, it was epic. It was just buff. But no, I don't think DeeDee liked that part in particular. There's a lot of things in that match maybe DeeDee wasn't particularly a big fan of, but you know, we have to live and learn. It at least it's not me getting punted into the crowd.
Yes, definitely. So obviously, guys, if you've watched the video before this with Drew Ashling, if you haven't watched this, pause this, go watch the one with Drew, and then come back, because I'm really interested, really excited about doing this interview with Alfiee and DeeDee. I'm going to play a little intro, and then we're going to get into the questions. Alfiee, if you want to say anything before we start?
No, I'm ready for the intro. I don't think so. We'll start jabbering on later.
Let's get into it. So to start off, obviously I posted about this on my Instagram quite a lot in the last couple of days. I think people could tell that I'm really excited, and I asked people for some questions for you to start off with. So I'm going to fire those at you first, and then we're going to get into your wrestling journey, if that's okay, Alfiee.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Fire away.
Yeah. So the first one is actually from Drew herself. I hope she's watching this. Her question is, what was the inspiration behind your character, and does DeeDee have a deeper meaning?
So yeah, that's a great question. And yeah, so DeeDee started off sort of as a weapon, we'll say, about 5 years ago. And the more time that I brought DeeDee to the ring, they became something more, which is obviously a manager. And so the deeper apologies in advance. The deeper meaning behind DeeDee is sort of, so obviously I recently posted a little thing about this, because I don't often post a lot about my personal life. It's normally just, clips about me and DeeDee because we're hilarious. But no, yeah, so I have BPD, or borderline personality disorder, however you want to say that. And basically me and DeeDee represent that. Always felt like an alien in this world, and I love space. Like, space is one of my favorite things. So that's where the inspiration behind the alien comes, because it just really fits everything that I've always projected. And then I'm the emotion, and DeeDee is the logic. So like in times of rationale, the emotions react first, and then it's only when you, like, I'm going to say calm down, but that's the wrong word, like come out of the intense emotion, or you're starting to come down, that the logic can sort of start to, you can think about things and stuff. So it is very much like, if you ever see me work, like as a heel, I'll do it as in my tantrum will just take a step further each time, and each time I'll be going back to DeeDee, like, what am I supposed to do? I can't do it, because obviously I have no logic. I am just the emotion acting and reacting to everything that's happening in the ring. And it works for a face as well, like, all the intense emotions. It's not just like sadness and anger, it's euphoric as well, which is the happiness. So it's really very much something, like, the more I started thinking about DeeDee and having a manager, and DeeDee provides comfort in the ring. Like, I don't know what I would do without DeeDee at the corner now. It's genuinely the thing that I go to. It's like being in a tag team. I know it sounds weird, but yeah. So yeah, it slowly developed. I always knew I wanted something more and something different, and I think in the first few years of wrestling, I didn't really know, because I didn't know myself. Like, I was diagnosed in my 20s, but I wasn't as self-aware. So as my understanding with my condition developed, me and DeeDee as the manager and player, wrestler, whatever you want to call me, sort of developed into the roles. And it is really over the past, let's say 3 years, that I've really leaned into it. And, obviously the meaning behind it, you can't really go into detail in a match. I'm an alien who listens to a Care Bear, who think, I think they're alive, and they're talking to me because we've crash landed from our planet, because we don't understand how this works. That's real. We do not know how this planet works.
I think that's going to be probably the best answer I've ever heard to any question ever.
You'll get a lot. I just feel like, yeah, you don't even know whether I'm sometimes on this planet either, with stuff that I say, or my jokes, because I do think I'm funny, but I'm just like, you don't have to think I'm funny. It's fine, because I laugh at myself anyway. Or disturbing. I get disturbing a lot. Have you ever told a story and they're like, oh, I'm so sorry? I'm like, no, that's not a sorry. That's a laugh. You're supposed to laugh. Come on, let's all laugh together.
Brilliant. I love that. I'm already loving this interview. And before we came on, Liam actually said to me, just to let you know, Alfiee is the funniest person you will ever talk to. Which is quite ironic. Go on. What was it say?
No, I just like, I love that. I'll take that. That's the best compliment to me.
So, funnily enough, the other question is actually from Liam. It says that won't understand the context, but you will. So I'm quite interested to see what your answer to this is. It says, Alfiee, tell us the story of you and HT Drake in Rumble at Tidal Wrestling.
Okay. So I have this I have been in many rumbles in my career, and like, sometimes you just walk in and like behind the thing, if you know no one's feeding or anything, and I kind of just stand there. And like in my first ever rumble I was so awkward, I didn't know what to do. I was just like, ugh. But now I was like, I can adapt this into like me and DeeDee, because we shouldn't really understand wrestling. We're not from this planet. So I'm like, okay, I can work with this. Like I did like not the same, but similar. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing in the True Grit Rumble. But with this one, I had a bit more of a clue. Like, I knew you got in the ring. So we'd done a thing where I got in, crossbodied HT from the top and tried to pin him, because me and him was in second and third. That didn't work. Obviously, the audience counted, but I couldn't get a win, apparently. So then I tried to make him tap. So I tried to sub him. So, and obviously, you can't sub in a rumble. So that went to shit. So then, Drake was like, sat me and DeeDee down and was like, no, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to tell you the rules of a rumble, and you need to listen, and you need to go out. And so we sat there while we all, do you know what? I think we all learned a valuable lesson that day. We're all sat listening to Drake until he was interrupted by the next rumble entrant. But yeah, it was so much fun, and like obviously me and DeeDee was very like inclined to listen. So yeah, we had a lot of fun there. And then we got bewitched because I thought that DeeDee had been thrown out. So I threw myself over the top to try find them. I stayed on the ring apron this time, because in True Grit, I threw myself right over that top rope when DeeDee got eliminated. But this time, DeeDee wasn't even on the floor. Apparently, Alexander Lockhart still had DeeDee. So I turned around and net a kick. I was like, but I tried. I tried my best.
Oh my god, I'm already loving this. It's absolutely amazing. This I can't. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through it, or we're laughing.
It's naturally, see, we just laugh our way through life, because if we laugh through life, we don't have to think about anything else. We make jokes, and that's how we just get through.
Oh, that's brilliant. I love that. So I just want to send a quick shout out to Drew and Liam for sending those questions in. Thank you guys, really appreciate that. So
yes, thank you.
Going to get into the actual questions now. We're already like nearly 15 minutes in, and we've not even got to the main questions yet, which is absolutely unbelievable. So even Liam's commenting now. I told you, Jim, you would have fun. I'm definitely having fun, Liam. It's definitely brilliant. This, I'm loving it.
Oh. The thing about me is I either just chat absolute shit and make jokes, or like I do not know what to say. There's no in between. But fortunately for these, I can like do all my jokes and you guys all appreciate them. So I'm banging.
Beautiful. So, Alfiee, first question I want to ask you is, what initially drew you to professional wrestling? Is it something that you wanted to do ever since you were a little alien, that you came from space, or is it something that you later on in life wanted to start getting into?
Oh, well, so I've watched and I've loved wrestling since I was a kid. Like all the theatrics, all the bright colors, all the moves. Like I do kickboxing as well, so we love a bit of fighting. And yeah, I think it was just like all the characters. Like growing up, we're watching the TLC matches. I was a big fan of the Hardy Boys. So everything they were doing, the spear off the top rope to Jeff and stuff, and I just thought it was amazing. And yeah, I'd never thought. So like as a you dream as a kid, like, oh, wouldn't it be epic if I was to come out, at Mania or something, or Rumble. Ironically, my favorite pay-per-view is a Rumble. So yeah, they just drew me in, and it wasn't until I was in my teens. So I was like, it was the day before my 22nd birthday, I think. giving away my age. But yeah, and my friend sort of did it at the time, and I didn't really know anything about like indie wrestling or anything. I was very much just WWE. R-Truth is one of my favorite ever wrestlers, and like I try and sometimes, like if you can see in some of the stuff I do, like the funniness, like the hilarity he brings, along with being an amazing worker, being able to do all these different things, like he was a massive like inspiration as well. I forgot my point. Right, yeah. So yeah, my friend like texted me and I was like, we was making a deal, and she was like, I'm gonna come pick you up. I'm gonna take you to wrestling training. So I agreed to do it when I was drunk. And then she turned up at my door, and the rest is history. I had my first lesson, and like genuinely haven't looked back since. And I don't think I've ever felt as bad as what I did after that first training session. Because damn, like the first time you ever take bumps, you're just like not prepared. Oh, but no. So yeah, that's the story.
Brilliant. I love that. So, yeah, briefly alluded to it just now. Can you describe your training experience and what was it like stepping into the ring for the first time?
So it was different. It was something totally different new. Something I never thought I'd do. And obviously you have to learn, like the first things that you learn are sort of see if you can roll, and then doing your basic bumps. And yeah, it was just like I had fun. Like every time I went to wrestling, it was fun. It was just like something that sort of brings you out of reality for a bit. And if you can adapt that like into, you know, a character that fits you, then, you know, it's brilliant because you get to go out there and be like your most eccentric, like authentic eccentric self, and just ramp it up. And like it's like going out for like your matches, like your first ever match and stuff, like you are even now to this day so scared. Like I am so nervous, but that's like people are like, oh, it's because you care. I'm like, well, I wish I didn't care as much as what I do apparently. But like you go through the curtains and that glass just breaks, and it's like, oh yeah, you know what, I love this, it's amazing. And yeah, it's something that I wanted to carry on. Like, you know, I was a dancer, and I stopped doing that when I was in my teens and stuff. And it's the one thing that I've been like, oh, apart from kickboxing, but they go hand in hand together. Like they're two of the things that like, it's just, I love it. Like I love the feeling. And yeah, I haven't looked back since. I've trained at a few different places now. Currently training at PPW for the past year and a half. And yeah, I just wouldn't change it for the world.
Brilliant. I love that. I love that answer. I love that paper. You gotta make sure you get it right, and you.
I wish DeeDee could talk. I tell you, she'd be a godsend doing promos, so they'd be able to like wing it. I get through and I'm like, get tongue tied or something, or forget me word, and I'm like, oh fuck. As you can tell.
So, what would you say have been some of your most memorable moments or matches in your career so far?
Oh gosh. Do you know what? There's been a few, and it's funny because like it's that concept of like I can think of like a couple of different ones or a few different ones, and then when someone asks you, and it's like, oh shit. Yeah, they're all gone. I think one of my favorite like matches, stories that I've done has got to be Kumite, me and Harley Harris. I really did enjoy that whole story, like being able to tell a story with someone who I've worked like so much. We laugh now, and I'm like, why aren't I the most like person that you have fought? Like it's kind of rude that you fought someone one more time than me, not gonna lie. but that was just like, had so much fun. And obviously we got to use the weapons. We got a good few like spots out of it, and we just got to like tell our stories, and that's what I love the most. Like, I love stories. Anything that has a story, anything I can put a story to. I say another one of my favorite matches was that triple threat that you did watch on that stream. Like, I had so much fun in that match. Working, like, I've worked Maddie quite a few times at this point, and it's always fun. And it's always really easy. And that was the first time that I worked Lana. And yeah, again, I had so much fun. Like, it was just like such a good match with such great characters. Like, I love characters in wrestling. Like, characters are everything. So yeah, and the audience at Tidal when it's at the parish, like, the ambiance of everything, like, it's just a great place to work. I've had quite a few matches that I enjoy, like, thoroughly. I like when I wrestled in France not too long ago. And I got a "fuck you, DeeDee" chant off the French. I was well proud because DeeDee kept, like, I loved this match as well. I love my opponent. She was ace. And I kept putting DeeDee as a heel. I kept putting DeeDee on the ring, and DeeDee kept falling off. And this was before the match, so it'd get cheered every time it fall off. I put it back on, and as I'm getting to the ring, it'd fall off the other side. So it kept getting cheered as it was falling off the ring. And then during my heat, yeah, they were chanting "fuck you" and then "fuck you, DeeDee," and I'm like, oh, I love this. Like, this is ace.
You know you've made it when you've got an entire French crowd chanting "fuck you" to a bear.
Yeah, that was the most amazing part. Like, it was brilliant, like, so much fun. But there is quite a few matches and a few other people, like my no DQ against Taylor. That was a fun match to have. I can get like funny spots in there and still make a story. And yeah, just like I could reel off a list and be like, no one hate me because I have so many fun matches like that. I know, it's just I can't think of them. They'll come out all after this interview, and I'll be like, oh yeah, damn, this one was fun. Like, damn, this one, because always at the time, like, you have a good match and like you've got so much like adrenaline and like fuel afterwards, and like you do go into that state of euphoria when you know you have had a good match, because it's like, that's brilliant, that was ace, I really enjoyed that, you know. So yeah. And I think one of my recent ones as well against Alexander Lockhart, we did a 6-minute match, did all character, and it was just fun. Like, it was just brilliant and so enjoyable, you know. And it's ones like that I love, and like the hardcore stuff. And yeah, we just like a bit of everything. And we love people who love working with DeeDee too. That always brings me like slight happiness, because they just want to take stuff off DeeDee and they want to get DeeDee involved. And I'm just like, that's all, you know, that's all I really want. I wish that DeeDee could wrestle my matches technically, but, you know.
Brilliant. So, have you had anyone at all that's like kind of refused to have any interaction with DeeDee, sort of thing? And how have you dealt with that, if you've had that at all?
Do you know what? I've never actually had that, because everybody like loves working. I don't know whether I've just been lucky or whether it's like it's something, a different element when you face, you know, when you have a match against me, there's a bear element in it. I mean, sometimes can't always, you know, we put DeeDee in little bits. Some matches feature DeeDee more. But even when I went to wrestle in Germany, when I went to WXW Academy, my opponent there, she was like, I love this. I love planning a match around a bear. This is brilliant. I was like, it's just a little bit of fun, but then it can be serious at the same time if needs be. And yeah, I've never I've never really had that. So, but I always go into matches like if I know the person or like they have a strength or something, then I'm always willing to work towards that. And I think like I'm a very charactery wrestler, so it's like you get something sort of different when you wrestle me. She says.
It's really good to hear that people are so open and willing to obviously work with DeeDee, because that must obviously make it a lot easier for you, obviously with your character, with her being quite a substantial part of your character. It must be nice that you have that fluidity to be able to work with people like that. Do you ever find yourself like going up to someone and saying, "Are you okay working with DeeDee?" and they end up giving you ideas as to what they want to do with DeeDee? Like they might say, "Oh, we can do a spot with DeeDee," something like that, something like pitches things to you, that sort of thing.
Oh yeah, 100%. I've had that a few times where there's like, oh, we could get DeeDee involved in this spot, or like when I was so I used it in my shine recently, using a DeeDee to shoulder tackle because it's funny. But like when I went against Harley Hudson last year, and she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna shoulder tackle you with DeeDee," and I'm like, "Yes." I'm like, "Perfect, I will take that." So yeah, and even in the heat, like we've used it before when someone's gone and bitch slapped DeeDee, and and then I start firing up, and it's like my comeback or something. Like if they come with ideas, then and the people I've worked with before, like because I have a start where I throw DeeDee and I'll gut them to the corner. I'll be like, "I'll throw at you, you throw it back at me," and then we'll go from there. But yeah, everybody's willing to, and like it's just funny, and I've used it as well in like endings, like the end of my match at Kumite with Harley Harris when she's choking me out and I'm reaching for DeeDee. That was the first DeeDee, and then she stomped DeeDee to death, which I'm still not quite over yet. It's still like hits in the feels. So we had to do self-care DeeDee. But like that gave me a chance to sort of change DeeDee's, because I'd had the other one for a good 4 years, and it was getting to the point of like haggard. And I didn't it's emotional damage. I didn't want it to get ruined in a match, and then I've still got it as a keepsake sort of thing. So yeah, it's like I've had it many times, and I had someone like do their finish. I went to hit them, they ducked, gut kicked me, and I took their finish onto DeeDee. So it was like they was finishing us both. Like, because sometimes like in like I love games, so like the final boss form, you're killing off both bosses with one move sort of thing. That was right where my brain went.
That's great. Would it be rude for me to say that the pairing of you and DeeDee kind of reminds me a bit of Alexa Bliss and Lily from WWE? It's like that sort of vibe.
Yeah, I had that like once or twice, like back, because she took some time out, didn't she? So like I am prepared to like have that comparison. Not that I think I'm warranted it or whatever, or I think I'm that good, but like have that comparison in gimmicks, like moving forward as she does more stuff. But I do love the aesthetic of Alexa and Lily. Like, believe it or not, it wasn't like something that came from that. It was genuinely like I wanted something different as a weapon. So DeeDee does have a chain in, sometimes. Disclosure: no refs listen to that part. Okay. So yeah, but man, she does great work, and people love her character and her character with Lily, and yeah, I'm more than happy to take that like comparison. I'd be like, well, mine's a Care Bear though. Mine's not quite as like aesthetic as Lily. I mean, you're great, don't get me wrong, because we've got like Mad Dogs. We stole Mad Dogs bow tie, so we are making an effort now. We just had to ship up.
So we've actually got a question from Drew live on the channel. It's as you can see, if you could evolve the character, what would you do or want to do if possible?
Oh, that is a really good question. I like that one. That is really good. See, I'm always looking at ways to develop and evolve it. Like I was talking, I had a one-to-one with Leon, so I was talking about how I can use it more, or like use it in particular bits, and was going to a point of like we're looking, especially particularly at the face, because I normally do like for the past few years I've done a lot of heel work, so I don't often get to work face, but I do get to work a lot of face like now, like this year. So I've been working it into like it's this thing that I need to get back to power me up. I'd be like, DeeDee, what do I need to do? And then it's like a Super Saiyan moment. It's like the power up you need to be able to unlock your ability. But we also like we have a few ideas for like stories that could possibly happen, and like you can use it as a character arc of like DeeDee disappears, or there's an imposter DeeDee, or it's been switched out. And then you see like the sort of breakdown of Alfiee, like bit by bit, like in leaning into, instead of like the bad guy that goes up into tantrums, and like they take a bit more psychotic, like scary sort of thing. Not that I ain't psychotic already, but you know, we ramp it up bit by bit, like I lose my mind a bit more. I would also love to do a tag. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I would love to be a tag team champion somewhere with DeeDee, even if it's just for 5 minutes. Or maybe I could find. I also had an idea to be like, oh, you know, if it's a mystery opponent, Alfiee and DeeDee, you know, tag match. And I'll be like, yeah, this is DeeDee. And then DeeDee morphs into like some 6-foot person in a Care Bear suit that comes out and have that as my tag. So, like, it is me and DeeDee, technically. But no.
I mean, I've not had much training, but I'm 6'3" and I'd be willing to put on a costume.
Take a few bumps as DeeDee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Liam's actually coming to say DeeDee versus Lily, last girl standing.
Oh, that's actually really, yeah, I like that. That's actually a great idea. Can you imagine? Imagine as well a tag match, you know, Lily and Alexa versus DeeDee and Alfiee, because you know Lily and DeeDee obviously come first.
It's a
Like, I reckon
WrestleMania main
that'd be
event there.
exactly. What more do you need? Come on, you need to book it. I've seen some of them pay-per-views, and you need something original on.
Yeah, we've got Lee. I think you've actually ratted yourself out here, Alfie, because Lee Thomas has put a chain. I need to review some of these finishes, so I think you might have ratted yourself out
Lee,
there, love.
No, just ignore that, Lee. That wasn't for your ears. Lovely. Like, Lee is a great ref and does look after DeeDee, you know, when we need it, when we're in a bit of a bother. But no, you do not need to go back and check on anything at all. Everything is above board. I am a very fair person. You know, I do everything on the straight and narrow. So you don't need to. We just forget I said that. Just scrap it off the record. It's fine.
I'll edit it out of the podcast. You're all right. So,
solid.
So, who would you say are some wrestlers that have inspired you throughout your journey? So, if you could pick me a Mount Rushmore of your favorite wrestlers, sort of thing.
Ooh, okay. Oh God, yes. So obviously, my first one on there, like, would be R-Truth. Like, fucking love the guy. I can't say enough. Like, how good I was that it was first released. How much I loved Ron Cena as well. And then the fact he comes back, like, as I say, like, comedy and workability to a T. Shall I just do WWE or?
It's entirely to you. You can pick from AEW, WWE, TNA. You can pick from the British wrestling scene. You can pick whoever you like.
Oh God, that's a lot of like a vast majority. Damn. Well, I've got to say, well, I'll do WWE because it's just going to make it easier for my brain to single in on one particular company. Because if I start going about, then I'm going to forget people. And for me, I do have to put Jeff Hardy down as as the second, because, you know, Jeff was one of the reasons that I watched it all way back in the day. Along with, see, a more recent one, and someone that I love watching the matches, brilliant. Oh, but then I could say that. See, this is why you can't give me just like, so like, because Rhea is brilliant, and I think she's amazing at what she does in that triple threat at WrestleMania with Belair and Sky as well. Like, they're both brilliant workers. But I love what Rhea's done sort of like in the past few years, because she has like got a cult now. Sorry. So yeah, I'd probably put her in. I'm gonna get so much hate for all this shit. This is panic brain. And who would I say for the last one? Oh, I'd probably go, you know what, I'm gonna go for another woman, because it was the woman I watched that I saw her and she was different from everybody back at that time. Her look was different. For me, it was Lita. Like, I love Lita. I loved the edge that she had, and she went with, Jeff and Matt so well. And it's just the out there punkiness. Like, watching her, I was like, yes. Like, I love this attire. I love everything about her. Like, she's the reason I learned to moonsault. So, like, I can moonsault now. But yeah, those are my 4 that I can think of. But I am very sorry, because I have forgot a lot of wrestlers. Because I'm not good in stressful situations. Unless you're interviewing me for something else, then I might be good in stressful situations, depending on how much I want to lie.
So what I found with the interviews I've done with yourself and Drew is that you and Drew actually have quite a lot of similarities. She's actually commented saying that Lita is the GOAT. So
Yes.
You two obviously share that sentiment, sort of thing.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I have seen some of Drew's ring attire, and I think she looks epic. Like, I think it's brilliant. So yeah, I'm all for that. Good people, good choices. Just stick it.
Could we possibly see Alfiee and Drew Ashley in a tag team one day?
Oh, that would be good. That would be really good. Maybe, who knows? But would Drew want to work with DeeDee as well? Because, I mean, I come as a package deal, me and DeeDee together. And we could explain it though, right? Yeah.
See, I had this thought in it when you were saying that you like when people give you ideas for spots. I had this idea in my head that DeeDee would end up giving someone a Hurricane Rana or something like that. That'd be absolutely hilarious. I think that'd be really cool to see.
Oh yes, so ideas that we're doing. 5 moves of DeeDee. We've already done we did a DeeDee Destroyer, which is a good Canadian. So Aiton took that. And I thought it was a brilliant destroyer personally, like one of the best in the business, DeeDee. It was like 5-star bear splash, maybe. We think we could rack that up. Yeah, definitely a Hurricane Rana. I think that'd be great. And maybe a DDDDT. Double DDDT.
That was a lot of D's.
Oh, yeah, maybe a sliced bread.
Yeah.
Oh, see, if you want to book DeeDee will happily have matches. I'll be their manager.
So Liam says that he paid to see you and Drew tag team together, and Drew's also said that she'd do it only if DeeDee has a bad side, which I think we know that DeeDee definitely has, especially myself and Liam when she corrupted our stream. That was definitely the scariest 20 minutes of my life.
I know it's repressed memories. Obviously, DeeDee was feeling it as she was watching it. I mean, it's okay, it's fine. But we can be bad. We can tear it down and have a breakdown like the best of them, right?
So, what would you say are some of the biggest challenges that you face in your wrestling career so far, aside from mental health, obviously?
Aside from mental health, oh well, I've had obviously mental health is a big one with certain aspects. However, I'd say without taking those into consideration, maybe my injuries. So and having no direction in the beginning because I wanted to be myself, but I was scared to be myself. So I didn't know what I was. And it was only when I was allowed to be myself or allowed myself to sort of put myself out there and be myself. I was like, this works. And I feel so much more freer just being who I am. So I'm either, as I say, chatty as fuck, awkward as fuck, make stupid jokes. So I can do that. I've had a few injuries that have been so in my first couple of years wrestling, I snapped my arm in half, my forearm taking a power bomb. Finished the match though, my arm was hanging off, but I managed to finish the match. So I've got 2 plates and 12 screws in my forearm. So that was a nice I took 6 months out. I probably should have took longer, but I was back because I really wanted to get back into it because I was early sort of thing. I'm a bit stupid and I don't take these things into consideration. I'm like, psh, on top of that, so a few years later, I was doing a missile drop kick in a triple threat. And I miscalculated, I didn't think I'd be able to back bump without hitting the corner. So I arse bumped it, put my arms down. And because I'd put my arm down, my plates had held my forearm in place and shattered my wrist. So I finished the match and I was very much in denial. I drove from Wolverhampton, I dropped someone off in Derby, then I drove back up to Yorkshire. And then it took me 3 days and I was just in utter denial because I just didn't want to I didn't want to be out. One of the hardest things I think as a wrestler is being out of action, being injured and having your injuries and just wanting to get back to normality because as well it factors in everything else. It factors in day-to-day life and stuff. So I had to have another plate in my wrist. So my left arm is practically bionic at this point. And I am a stubborn ass bitch. And it was swollen, it was hurting, and I'm still no, it's not broken, it's fine, it'll go down, it's fine, it just needs ice. It was no, you need to go.
Basically, what I've learned from the last 2 interviews that I've done with you and Drew is that you're both hard as nails and you're both badass bitches. Because I don't know if you've heard, but Drew's also injured her ankle and she's currently in a pot on her foot. So send out massive condolences to Drew and hope that you get better soon. I've seen a couple of videos about her recovery. And then obviously yourself with shattering your arm and then your wrist as well. I think we all agree with Liam here saying ouch, because I'm not gonna lie, that's something that if that had happened to me, I'd just be no, I'm staying in bed, I'm not doing anything, I'm not doing out for 9 years, I'm stopping here. But you just got up and just got on with it, sort of thing, which is absolutely massive. It's a real credit to yourself.
Oh, I appreciate that, and I send my well wishes to Drew. I know how it feels. I hope you have a healthy recovery, and I hope you fix up. And yeah, I think so. I'm more physical pain don't really bother me in a sense. It's more the mental aspect. So the power bomb, it took me ages to take a power bomb again after when I came back. Because it was messed up anyway. It wasn't done correct. It was botched. But and then there's first time I took it was after a good like 3 years, and it was Molly Spartan, and it is like, you've got no qualms, like Molly Spartan's gonna like power bomb me like properly, so it was kind of like, and from them, like, I have popped it in a few more matches, but it is one of my moves that I'm like, I've got to be a bit more cautious about, who I let do it. But like the ones that do it to me, I trust. And we've done it so many times with the same sort of people that I've kind of like, I think when I'm up there, I'm like, don't break your arm, don't break your arm. Bump. And I just don't drop kick anymore. I do not drop kick anymore. Why I was going for a missile drop kick is because it was a triple threat, because it was my own stupid fault. And I was just like, you know what? I can't back bump it, so why not arse bump it? And why not stop my fall with my own arms? Why not?
Oh, mate, I love it. Oh, it's brilliant. So, obviously, we're done with the first section now. We're going to be going to the next section. I just want to put a quick disclaimer out there. Anything spoken in this part, it can get quite close to home for some people. If anybody is out there that is watching is suffering with their mental health, there are organisations out there that offer help, such as the Samaritans, the Mind Charity, and in particular here in the UK, we have Andy's Man Club for Men's Mental Health. As we know, it is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. So if anyone is struggling, I do advise that you try and reach out to one of these groups. If not, try your friends, try your family, because we all need to start talking more about mental health. Do you have anything to say on top of that at all, Alfie?
Oh no, I agree with that. There's always what I found, even if it's hard for you, even if you don't want to, I found like there is always someone that will listen. Even if you don't want to tell them your problems, you just need someone to sit with you, or someone to cry on, or there is always someone that will happily let you vent, let you cry. You don't even have to explain what you're going through if you're finding it difficult to, but just surround yourself with, there are a couple of people that care.
Brilliant. I love that. So you've been quite open about your mental health journey. Can you share a bit about what you first started struggling, when you first started experiencing the struggles?
So like mental health is something that's been a factor in like the majority of my life. Like as a kid, I really struggled. Turbulent childhood. Yeah, we'll say that. Like it wasn't the most stable. And like neither was like the other side, like friends and school. Like it was just it was a lot. And I started with like I had depression in my teens and anxiety. I became a vegetarian when I was 10, and that sort of started my spiral. Like I've suffered with like anorexia and an eating disorder all the way through my teens. I still struggle with it. Like it's more in check now, but I do still like it's something that doesn't go away. Like your relationship with food is sort of like disjointed in a way. So yeah, it kind of all started from there, and then as I started to sort of like age and become in my early 20s and stuff, I got my diagnosis of BPD with like a few ailments. Like I have PTSD and stuff like that. Like I'm collecting them like expansion packs at this point, mate. Like literally just everywhere. So it's like a Sims game, you get your add-ons, you have your one main thing and then you have your sporadic offshoots. You can see like one of my biggest defense mechanisms, or like my biggest thing is humor. Like I make everything into a joke, even stuff you should not joke about, I will joke about. But I just find like that's how I make it through or make the worst out of a bad situation. Like if someone's going through a bad time, like I always, what my friends know me by now, like I'll be like, I will, If you don't want it, then, you know, I won't make a joke, but I will make jokes. But they'll obviously, we know at a certain point, like, when it's okay to joke about stuff, but when it is, they'll come to me and be like, right, I'm ready. Or they just send memes about life. Like, because if you can't joke about these things, what can you joke about? That's practically all me and Sky talk. Like, me and Sky just have running conversation of reels, and we're like, yeah, we get sectioned if, you know, people saw the reels we posted to each other. But, you know, it's kind of like a comforting thing, because you know that someone else is feeling what you're feeling, and you don't have to talk about it. You can have a laugh about it, but you get the comfort of someone being there. Like, this is what I say, like, even if you can't talk about stuff, or you're finding it hard at the minute and you need time to, like, sort of take a breather, yeah, just, you don't always have to talk about how you are feeling. Because I know for me, it's easy for me to sometimes, for me to talk about the past rather than how I'm feeling now. Like, if you ask me how I'm feeling now, I'll give you, like, the bog standard, yeah, I'm all right, Ta. How are you doing? You know, or, like, we do, like, the horrors persist, but so do I, or surviving, not thriving. So, you know, it's all, mental health is something I've always struggled with, but I didn't realize what it was. Like, I'm very much like, I'll be 31 in like 8 days. And it probably took me till my late 20s to have some sort of self-awareness. I'm not saying I'm amazing, but it's why I can be more open about stuff, and why I can, like, pinpoint, like, with BPD, it's very much something will trigger something. It'll be an experience from the past or something that'll bring up the feelings, and it'll create, like, an intense emotion. Couple that with PTSD, and then I go through all the things from the past, and, like, everything that links to something that's triggered me will be thrown. And it's, like, such an intense, all you see, all you feel is the emotion. You don't feel the logic at that time. And I found it, like, I don't know, it's hard to, like, when I did get the diagnosis and stuff, like, it's very hard to take, but it's nice, because it's nice to be able to be like, oh, so there's this, which was the reason for this. I was like, it's nice to be able to look at my brain from the psychological standpoint as well. I'm not saying, like, I can't do that when things are happening, but, like, you know, afterwards, sorry, sort of, like, dissect things. But yeah, it took my therapist, like, it took me till I was 24 and my therapist to tell me a bunch of home truths about why I am the way I am, and, like, my past and stuff, and what the problems were, and, like, some of the triggers and stuff. And I was like, oh shit, like, you just don't think about these things, you know, like, if you don't experience a certain type of thing, then you think what you've experienced is normal, and that's the norm. So you're more sort of in more, I don't know what word I'm looking for, like, you're more likely to be in them environments throughout your life until you can recognize that, hey, that's actually a toxic environment, that people shouldn't be treating you like this or shouldn't be doing this. And then you can sort of break out in a way. Sorry if I'm just rambling at this point.
It's absolutely fine. If you can talk as much as you like I said before, go on, you can say whatever you like, you can talk about whatever you like, you can talk as much as you like. So, got another question from Liam. I'm going to expand on it a little bit. So, Liam's question is mental health in wrestling more common than fans realize? And what I want to expand on that is, can you give us any specific challenges related to mental health that you faced in wrestling? So, for example, performance anxiety, pressure, travel, body image, social media scrutiny, that sort of thing.
Oh yeah. There's a lot more than what you realize. And I'm not sure, like, I think the more open that I've been, or the more, like, because I used to run a mental health blog. So I found that when I the more open I was with people, the more people would come and talk to me. Like my two best friends, like they have mental health problems. Like one of them has BPD, or like they both got BPD, and then another one again, she's got mental health problems, and they all roll in wrestling as well. So yeah, I think it is a lot more common than what you think, and the more you talk about it, the more you realize, sort of thing. And there's so many different aspects, like throughout all my wrestling, that have, you know, been a factor. Like I have very low like self-image and confidence. Like I think I'm shit. Like I genuinely think I'm worthless. And it's been hard to sort of like alter, not you can't alter the brain, but like sort of like be more of a positive mind. But for times that I'm like hating on myself, like you're so shit, that was so shit, what the fuck will you do that for? Like it's like you got to be kind, because like I wouldn't ever talk to anyone like that, but yet I feel like I can talk to myself like that. And I'm very critical, so like I will watch something and I can pick out all the like little bits, or I thought I should have done this there, or I thought that should have been better, or oh, that looked a bit so now I'm going to be over analyzing and thinking about it, and then I'm going to think that, oh, I'm the worst person ever, so why am I even doing this? And yeah, I get it, why everyone hates me. And it spirals. Like, I mean, it's been so hard, and like because wrestling's helped me get in like great shape, because you do like you're working all the time and stuff, but my brain's still like, oh no, you need to do more, or it'll have breakdowns. Like I wear the gear that I wear because I'm very conscious of my stomach and stuff. Like even now, like it factors into so much. The anxiety when you're going out to wrestle, because you do care about what you do. Even going to a new place and debuting, like maybe you don't know the wrestlers that are there, maybe you don't know the workers because they're from other places. And again, that adds like, especially knowing that I can be socially awkward. So I'm like, this is a real test. Just walking in the doors sometimes. It has got better and easier in the aspect of going to new shows, but with every other aspect, it's still like something I'm learning about, and something that I'm trying to like, I don't know, try and give myself a tiny bit more credit than what I actually do. And it's why I want to help people, you know. It's why I try and help people the best I can, or in any ways. And like Sky in particular, like, you know, we've become best friends at PPW because like I see her, she's brilliant, and like I see her struggles too, and like I want to be the person that I didn't have back when I first started, sort of thing, because I didn't really have anyone there to kind of direct me or show me, or, you know, say this is the right way to do it, or like have that little bit of help. So I try and be that, but it's like we all do, isn't it? Like you try to be the person that you needed when you was growing up, which kind of it does make me like who I am, and it's kind of what spurs me, because as I say, like I'm winging life at this point. So all I want to be is a good person, and just, you know, be known as someone who was nice and someone who was just willing to help, you know.
Brilliant. I think I've got a second on this, and I think everyone else is. Drew's put another comment in saying, "But you can see how beautiful you are because we can see it." She really is a real lovely person.
We've never met, but she seems it, and I have seen some of the stuff that you're doing, and you look great. You're great at what you're doing. So come back better than what you left, and smash it when you do. And I have every faith that you'll do that. So much appreciated, and always so much love. Like we love good, kind people. They make the world go round. They really do, and we need more in this world.
Brilliant. So, what I think you kind of alluded into this with what you were just talking about with your best friend that you talked to. What coping mechanisms or strategies have you found most effective in managing your mental health?
Well, definitely humor. Like everything that I do uses humor. Send memes about things all the time. Even make memes like my whole like, because I don't like social media much either. Like I do it because of wrestling, but I know I'm a walking hypocrite. I like being hidden. However, I look the way I look, and I have a bear and I wrestle. So like I am like two sides, um so you know what, again I forgot my point. Yes. Oh, I'm doing so well. I had a point. That's the problem. Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh dear.
No, it's all right. Don't worry about it.
Um.
Do you want me to
Yeah.
reread the question so you can think of it? So the
The
question
coping
was,
mechanisms.
yeah, coping mechanisms or strategies that you found most effective managing your mental health.
Yeah. So yeah, I find that or like making memes. Like, yeah, I hate social media, so everything I do on social media is me and DeeDee. I'll be talking to DeeDee. I'll be making fun of myself because I find that's funnier. Like, I genuinely just like I'd rather make fun of myself, and at least I can get to and do it first. I beat you to it. Psh, if you can't make fun of yourself, what can you do? And just knowing I know people say it all the time, like, I'm here if you need to talk. But actually, like, when you do reach out, them just being like, what do you need from me? Do you need this, that, blah, blah, blah? And just having sometimes that one person, or like my other best friend who has BPD, as I said, like, I'll voice note her something and she'll be like, mate, I understand, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it's so nice because it's like I don't feel all alone, and like I have spent pretty much most of my life feeling alone or feeling alien, like a feeling like I didn't belong anywhere because my brain just doesn't function what I've learned like everybody else's. And I don't really understand the concepts of this world. Like it really is a struggle sometimes. So yeah, it's great to sometimes just just drop a voice note and be like, oh, mate, yep. But we do it in such a way that's like, because I think I'm at the point now where it's just like, okay, right, I get it. I get what's happening. This is it. And it is terrible. Like, going through it is shit. Like, genuinely, sometimes I'm just like, why the fuck am I even still doing this? Like, why am I even still fighting? But then I'll drop a voice note to her and she'll be like, bruv, I got you. And it's just like, I don't know. Sometimes I don't even have to talk about what I'm going through. I'll be like, you have no idea what I've just had a breakdown about this morning. Obviously, it means something bigger, like, because I've just been pushing things down. But, I got stuck on a door and you know what? I cried for 3 hours or something like that. Like, it's just a little bit. So, like, sometimes I don't have to talk about the whole problem, but just sharing that little anecdote, and they'll be like, oh, mate, yeah, remember when? And I'd be like, because I've done some stupid. I got my car stuck in a 90-degree angle once, and I was just like, yeah. So she'll just be like, you remember when you got your car stuck, and then you went and had a cry down the alleyway? It was like some Turkish man got your car out of this 90-degree angle in the pitch black. I was like, yeah. And I'm sat in this alleyway like, oh my God, I can't do it. Why is it coming out? And now we can laugh about it. So like it's just, I know, it just makes the world go round. Like, in the sense, just being able to joke about things after. But I think I'm at the self-awareness point where stuff will happen and it'll be terrible and it'll drain me. It really will. And then I'll spend the rest of the day sleeping or something. But then afterwards I'll make a joke. Like, you can guarantee, like, that is how I cope. And I know we all find our like different ways to present stuff and that. It was like the story I shared on Instagram. Like there was a bridge that had spray painted it might collapse. So I was like, me too, bridge, me too. Although I got DMs like, are you okay? Yeah. Oh, and cartoons. I like watching cartoons. Cartoons take me to my childhood, like comfort, you know, like Pokemon, Simpsons, anything good that, you know, like anything that reminds me of that sort of, you know, being a child, you know, you still got to satisfy your inner child. And I do like watching all my old stuff. So I kind of tend to watch the same thing. So I'll always have those to go to and just be like, yeah, you know, I'll just chill out for a bit and try and forget what my brain's saying, or I'll constantly have something in my ears. So I listen to a lot of audiobooks and killer stuff, and like, you know, Am I the arseholes? Those are great because they make you feel better about life sometimes. But yeah, I'll constantly have stuff in my ears, so then my brain's like, you know, oh, I love writing. So I have a lot of different coping mechanisms apparently that I didn't know. But yeah, I'll also write because sometimes it's easier to write how you're feeling, or it's easier just to write a flurry of words and get it out on a piece of paper. And sometimes all you need is that release sort of thing. So yeah, like there's a lot there, and I've probably reeled off a lot, but like sometimes you've got to have your backups for your backups when, you know, the first backup ain't working anymore. Not for now.
Great. So what message would you give to other wrestlers or anyone that's watching who might be struggling with their mental health in silence?
I'd always say, like, I know it's hard, like, it's such a difficult thing, and I'm not here to make light of how much people have to fight and how much people do struggle. But there are always people, there's always at least one person, you know, that you can joke with, that you can talk to, vent to, you know, even just go and sit with them. Like, there is always someone. And even if you don't think it's someone, you know, maybe a friend or something. I know that, like, one of the reasons I love PPW is because I can just be like, can I just come down and use the gym? And Liam will be like, yeah. And I'll just be like, I just want to be around people. And, you know, they're very open and they're so willing to help, and they're so willing to just be like, do what you need to do, come down and sit with people, because sometimes that is all you need. You do need to sit around people. So, like, I know it's easy for me to say and harder to do, but don't suffer in silence, because you don't have to. There is always someone who cares. And if not, I care. It's, you know, I'll spam you a load of memes. But yeah, there is genuinely, like you said it so much. I've said it so much in that. And even if you can't reach out, like, there's people to talk to on the phone. You don't even have to talk to people. You can go around, just sit with them. Like, don't give up, honestly. Like, coming from someone that genuinely didn't think she'd still be here today, so I've, like, attempted to take my life many times, and, like, now it's like I'm 30 going on 31, and I have a bunch of friends that I never thought I'd have that just understand. And I ain't even got a lot of friends. Like, you don't need a lot of friends. You just need the ones that understand you, you know, and you'll find the people, honestly. Like, just don't give up. It does get better. I know it doesn't seem like that, but it really does. You've just got to keep fighting, and you're more stronger, and I'll give you so much more respect as well. Like, you're so strong for fighting every single day, genuinely.
Yeah, that's definitely the best answer I've ever had. So it's actually made me a bit emotional, that, if I'm honest. But yeah, and that is really great advice to people. And I think I speak for everyone that's watching when we say that we're really glad that you are here, because especially myself and Liam, we've had a lot of fun watching your matches. I know people that have come to the shows to watch matches have had a lot of fun. So I'm gonna finish off with one final question, and it is: what role has wrestling played in your overall mental health journey? Has it been a source of strength? Has it been a challenge, or has it been both?
I think it's been both. Without wrestling, I don't think I'd be as sort of self-aware as what I am. So obviously, like, it's kind of like with my wrestling journey, I learned more about myself. And it was while I was wrestling that I learned, like, you know, through different therapists about myself. So I've kind of like grown with wrestling, especially with it helped me to finally like express myself and channel exactly who I are, not just in wrestling, but in my personal life as well, in everything that I do. Like, wrestling has helped me come out of that shell and realize, like, I can, you know, people just accept me for who I am. I don't need to put on a show. I don't need to be anyone else. Well, on wrestling, I have to put on a show, but I don't need to be anyone else, you know. If I want to make the jokes, I'll make the jokes, you know. The challenges have come through like personal self-esteem, confidence. But I think in the end, because of all the challenges and of the many times that I've, you know, thought to myself, oh, that was shit, I've kind of learned how to sort of counsel myself and give myself a break. Like, I genuinely don't think I don't give myself much of a break, but I do give myself a break. And I genuinely don't think in life I'd give myself that break unless it was for wrestling. And like, it showed me that I can achieve stuff, because I'd never thought I'd wrestle for one. I never thought I'd be able to come back and finish a match from an injury, because we've seen that as Sid Vicious leg break and no. And yeah, I never thought I'd be going around to all these places. I never thought I'd be able to travel to a different country either. I never thought anybody would want me from a different country, let alone anything else, you know? And it's like, it kind of helps you realize, oh, I can do that. I did do that. Like, I can do that. And I did do that. Like, you know, you learn to give yourself a bit more of a break sometimes. And the people as well. Like, you'll meet some of the most fascinating people in wrestling, but they're also the most interesting, and they're genuinely just like sort of like you. So you go through your challenges together, and build yourself up. It's like I always say, I'll say it to Sky, I'll say it to anyone, like, you might not be proud of you, you know, or you might not be able to be proud of you right now, but I'm proud of you. Like, I see what you've just done. Like, man, I'll be proud. And it's kind of like a support system as well. So yeah, I think both. It presents so many challenges, but then also presents so many strengths in which you probably didn't know you had. And let's face it, I didn't think I'd ever be out there taking a powerbomb off people. So you know.
Brilliant. So that's all. That's about it, really, Alfiee. So first of all, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today, and obviously DeeDee, thank you so much for letting Alfiee come on. Really appreciate it. So before we end, is there anything that you want to say to people that are watching, or people that might watch this episode, Alfiee?
Well, first I just want to say thanks for having me on. We really do appreciate it. We are definitely our most authentic selves when we're just on here. We might joke a bit more, but that's just, you know, it just goes to show, like, I always make jokes, social anxiety. I make even more jokes now because, you know, I can. But no, like, mental health is such an important subject, and I've, you know, been advocating for it for a long time, you know, trying to help people. And yeah, just even though you do feel like you're alone, like, you're never alone. You know, there's always a bunch of people that have got you. Sometimes you can't see them, and sometimes people are dickheads, so you don't know, but afterwards you'll find them. Like, it's never the first set of people you find, so don't worry about whether you feel like you don't fit in right now or anything, or you know you don't belong, because you'll always find your people. Like, you'll get there. Just don't give up. And yeah, apologies in case I have rabbited and rambled through this interview. Just wing life like I'm doing, and you'll be fine. Well, maybe not fine. Results may vary, you know.
I couldn't just state it better myself. Again, thank you so much, Alfiee. Thank you, DeeDee, for joining me. The next episode of the Unseen Battles, guys, is actually out today at 7 o'clock, and I'm going to be chatting to Erin Jacobs, which I'm really excited about as well. Can't wait to see what the future holds for you, Alfiee. I'm really excited to see what you're going to be doing. As always, look after yourselves, everybody. Check up on your friends, check up on your family. And yeah, that's all from today, guys. Thank you so much. Alfiee, I'll let you have the last word.
Well, thanks for having us. We'll see you soon. We'll crash land near you soon. But no, thanks,
guys. Thank you.